Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Chaitam Surato Pangor Mama Mandamatirgati Matsarvasvapadambojo Radha Madana Mohano Taptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam karoti vachalam Pangum langayate girim Yat kripatamaham vande Paramananda madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram Sri Gurum Divinatarim. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. I wish you all good morning. Very, very happy to be with all of you. And today we're going to continue our discussion from the Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter number 2, and verse number 15. So what did we discuss in last verse? So last verse was the conclusion of a very important section as to how to do one's occupational duties. So that was the last shloka, and occupational duties means the greatest occupation one should do or one can do is to glorify Krishna. So that was the verdict of Bhagavatam. Glorify Krishna, right? And the glorification of Lord, yes, should lead to something else. What is the result? What is the result when you glorify the Lord? That is something that's mentioned in the today's shloka. So let us find out more. So requesting everybody to kindly sing along with me. The Bhagavatam verses have to be sung. So, and unfortunately, because we are on an online platform, it's very hard for us to, have this call and response. But nevertheless, you can all sing with me. Sing the Bhagavatam and relish it. You're all able to hear me clearly? Yes, great. And if some of you really wish to turn on videos, you can. I'll be happy. Okay. This is 1, 2, 15. Yad anudhyasina yuktaha karma granthi nibandhanam chindanti kovidastasya o na kuryat katharatim. Hare Krishna. So this particular kirtan, when we do Shravan, we hear Bhagavatam, we do kirtan. That means you glorify. Whatever you hear, you repeat, then that becomes remembrance. So what it becomes? Anudhya. Anudhya. Yad anudhya. So you remember it. You remember. How many of you had this experience? You hear a very nice tune of kirtan and you love that tune of kirtan. And after that, and because you really fell in love with the tune of kirtan, you sang it with great heart. Yes, closing your eyes, absorbing. Sometimes some teardrops also came out. So that was the emotion we had. And after that was done, after all that happened, then even the kirtan program was over. You're coming back home from the temple, you still keep singing the same tune. After that, next day morning, again, the same thing is going on. You're humming the same thing again and again. Happens? Yes, this is called as anudhya. Again and again, you're remembering that. Yes? So, yad anudhya asina. What is asina? It's a sword. Knowledge is a sword. Compared in Bhagavad Gita as a sword of knowledge. Prabhupada has written a book. It's a compilation of Prabhupada's teachings. Sword of knowledge. Yukta. So everybody has to take this sword. Yes. Devotees, should equip oneself with all weapons. What are all our weapons? Can you all share in the chat? What according to you are our weapons? The first thing one should take is the machine gun. You know what's a machine gun? Tip, 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 tip. We fire. We fire different rounds. Even there are rounds. Yeah, you have rounds. So yes, our beat bag should be with us. Next, what else? Senses. Okay. Senses are, we have to be very careful, something dangerous sometimes. Association of Vaishnavas. Sometimes when we are out in this material world, we may not have the association of Vaishnavas. Association of Vaishnavas is there. Tilak. Yeah, Tilak, Prabhu, what to do? We cannot, Tilak in workplace is not allowed. You know something? Tilak can manifest even with water. You can apply with water tilak. Take the water, apply Om Keshavaya Namaha. You can recite that, and your tilak is there. Nasadi Keshaparyantam Urdhvapundram Chushobhanam Chidram Madhya Samayuktam Tadvaset Hari Mandiram. So Hari Mandir can be even manifested with water. So at least devotees before going to work apply water tilaks. It's allowed. It's there in the Shastra. Tulsi Mala, correct. So this is our weapon. Yes, this is our weapon. Prasadam, yes, great weapon. As soon as you find enemy ahead, bombard, hit the prasadam. Haribo. Yes, give them prasad and they will be flat. That is one weapon definitely that works. Faith is the ultimate substance. Of course, that's the ammunition. Faith is the ammunition. Okay. Prabhupada books, yes, we should always be filled with books. We should have books. Shastras. Very good. Very nice. So, as much as possible, please carry weapons with each other. So this weapon should always be there with us, right? So this particular remembrance of Lord in this context, the Bhagavatam, the remembrance of Lord, this is all weapons. Karma granthi nibandhanam. What happens when we do this? All the attachments that we have, all these reactions that we have, we get karma granthi. There's a hard knot of reaction work. It's like shoelaces. Shoelaces get entangled like this, like this, like this, like this. And what is formed? Knot. Again, one more knot, knot. Yesterday, one devotee had come and he wanted counter beads. So he was trying to take out the counter bead. There is knots, almost 10, 12 counter beads knots. And finally, one which was freed, we gave it. What to do with the knot? I'm going to tell our BBT and Matchless Gift team, you have to cut the knot. That's the only way. You cannot untie it. The knot is very um, complicated. So karma granthi nibandhanam. There is bandhan. Bandhan means that closely knit network. What happens to that? That has to be cut. Chindanti. It has to be cut. That sword of knowledge cuts that karmic knot. Yes. Ovidas tasya. So intelligent people. Covida. COVID, this is not our novel coronavirus, COVID. So this word COVID came in Bhagavatam much before, 5,000 years before. So here, Kovidaha. Vidaha means knowledgeable. Kovidaha means, oh my God, who is as knowledgeable as this person? Kaha vidaha, Kovidaha. So Kovida means somebody who's intelligent. So there was one devotee who started a program. Become Kovida in Kovida. Become Kovidaha in COVID. Yes, and that was Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam classes. Kona Kuryat Pathara. So who is that person? Who is that fool or who is that unfortunate person who will not have katharati? Rati technically means that attraction, that taste. But in our case, for sadhaka, practically, rati means attention. How to know we have taste in Bhagavatam? We'll be attentive in Bhagavatam. We'll be very attentive to absorb and assimilate every single thing that's spoken. That is the proof we have taste. So that's why Prabhupada is translating rati as attention. Yes, attention. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. With the sword in hand. Yes, what is that sword? our weapon. Yes, that is Srimad Bhagavatam, our all weapons, and basically the tools to remember Krishna. Anything that makes us remember Krishna. And practically, for our day and age, Srila Prabhupada encouraged that Krishna is best remembered by chanting the holy name. That is the best way to remember Krishna in today's day and age, chanting the holy name. Yes. Okay. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. With the sword in hand, intelligent men, Kovidaha, cut through the binding knots of reactionary work. Karma bantir nibandhanat chindanti. By remembering, yes, yad anudhya asina yukta. Wow, nice. By remembering the personality of Godhead. And actually, it is said that who is, have you heard of this word assassins? Yes, they are given money to go and kill certain people. They are called assassins, right? So assassins are so highly trained, they can make anything into a weapon. So usually they check like this. If that fellow doesn't have gun, no knife, no sharp object, okay, go. So assassin is capable of carrying a pen, and with a pen, chak, 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 finished. He can finish the enemy. One particular thing. We have Rajashri here. She is a doctor. She knows better, right? You can use a sharp object, poke somewhere here, and the guy's gone, correct? Yeah, happens. She says yes. So that's what happens. You poke, and the fellow's gone. So it's as so assassin is a person who has ability to make anything into a weapon. And out of in the Vishnu Sahasranamam, the last name of Krishna is what? Sarva Prakaranayuda Om Nama Iti. That means a person who can make anything into a weapon. Yes, he can make anything. Look at Balram. He could make a kusha grass into a weapon and finish Romaharshan gone, delivered. He can make his lips into a weapon and finish Putana. He can make his elbow into a weapon and finish Trinavrat. He can make his thumb into a weapon and finish Shakadasur. Sarva Prakaranayudaha Om Nama Iti. That's how Vishnu Sahasranam ends. So as a person, that's what. Similarly, a devotee should be having this ability to remember Krishna in any situation. So any situation, any object, anything can be a weapon which can help us to remember the Lord. And the slightest remembrance of Lord can bring that much auspiciousness to finish off all the karma. Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message? Because there cannot be a better way to remember Krishna than by listening to Krishna Katha. Because when we're listening to Krishna Katha, oh my God, we are completely in absorption. Whatever the description is there, we listen to those descriptions. We are visualizing those pastimes. We are visualizing Krishna. Yes. Yeah. So this is a great fortune we have. So hearing Bhagavatam cuts the knots of reactions and gives liberation. This is step 1, 2, 3. So we have to do this first step properly. The result is automatic. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The contact of the spiritual spark with material elements creates a knot which must be cut if one wants to be liberated from the actions and reactions of fruitive work. Yes. So we are that spiritual spark. Who is the spiritual spark? The soul. And where is the soul come? In the material universe, in which everything is made of matter, which is a conglomeration of these 24 elements. Correct? As such, the problem is not matter. One devotee wrote a beautiful article. He said, matter does not matter. Matter does not matter. There's no problem with matter. But the problem is with the desire to enjoy matter. Bhoga vritti. The desire to enjoy matter. So moment this bhoga vritti, the desire to enjoy matter comes in, that's when one gets what? Bandhana. Bandhan. Bandhan means you're tied up. Krishna bhuliya jiva, bhogavancha kare, nikatastha maya tare, jhapatiya dare. Just as a criminal, there's no problem if are you afraid of police or the cops? No, nobody's afraid of them. But if you're doing something wrong, then you'll be caught. Correct? You'll be caught and you might be put behind the bars. You'll be cuffed. The first step is handcuff. That is called bandhan. So what is that criminal mentality? The criminal mentality is bhogavritti, to enjoy. And immediately, as soon as we have that bhogavritti and come in contact with matter, with that, you are arrested. Somebody is trying to is a pickpocket. He's trying to steal something. He's trying to show knife and threaten someone. The moment you perform, you have that criminal mentality. With the criminal mentality, you going to perform the criminal action, you are arrested. You're handcuffed. So that handcuffing is called as bandhan. It's like cops handcuff a person, Maya handcuffs the living entity. And why does this happen in first place? This happens because Krishna bhuliya jiva. We forget who's the real enjoyer. Forgetting Krishna. And that's why Bhagavatam does the exact counter effect of remembering Krishna. Yad anudhyasina yukta. It is something that helps us to remember Krishna. The exact counter effect. Remember Krishna. Liberation means freedom from the cycle of reactionary work. Yes, that's the meaning of liberation. Where here, what is meaning of liberation? You are free from this bandhan. Yeah, a person who is bound is a criminal. Criminal is bound with shackles or with handcuffs, and then liberated means they open the handcuff. You're free. You're free to go and live your life like a citizen. So that is liberation. Just give me half a second. We'll chant the holy name to remember the Lord. Yes, the sword of remembrance to cut the ties. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Okay. Liberation means freedom from the cycle of reactionary work. This liberation automatically follows for one who constantly remembers the transcendental pastimes of the Godhead. Yes. But one very important word here is, yeah, this is our goal. Constant remembrance. And anything, Bhagavatam repeatedly we find this theme, Nityam, Satatam, Anudinam. So these all, the theme is constantly. So now we are not, this is very natural for devotees who are on an advanced platform called as Raga platform. Raga platform is spontaneous platform. And we are on what platform? We are on Draga platform, drag. We are dragging our bhakti. We are dragging our rounds. We are dragging through Srimad Bhagavatam. We are getting dragged. Our seniors, superiors are dragging us. Hey, come on, do the service. We are getting dragged from everywhere. So there are Raganugas and we are Draganugas. And sometimes we emit fire like dragons. Samaji, no, I will not do this. So we are Draganugas. So the Raganugas, Draganugas, and materialists, who are materialists, Prabhu? At least we are dragging. The materialist people are called as Draganugas. Yes, there are Draganugas, Raganugas. Three platforms of people. Yes. Draganugas they are completely intoxicated with Maya. They are into drugs. Maya has drugged them completely. They are in the pool of sense gratification. They are Draganugas. Anuga means to follow. And the second category is all of us, struggling sadhakas, Draganugas. We are getting dragged. Oh, we are dragging our rounds, dragging Bhagavatam, dragging ourselves to temple. Yes, we have to do it. Supposed to be done. Except prasadam, we're not relishing anything else. What is the time we look for when the class will end? When the 16 all counters will come down, right? These are all our aspirations. Yes, when will the speaker end the class? So they are called as drag anuvas. So that's our bhakti, drag. So from drag, we have to go to rag. So till the time we are not on this platform of rag anugas, yes. So constantly remember then what we should do. At least whenever we are doing our sadhana, we should remember Krishna. In japa, we should be with Krishna. And while hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, we remain in contact with Krishna. While worshipping deities, we remain in contact. So if not constant, remember at least that much. While we are doing spiritual activity, let's remember. Okay, so if we do this properly, then eventually drag will become rag, raganugas. But at least we should not be on this platform, draganugas, drugged by Maya and sense gratification. This is because all the activities of Supreme Lord are transcendental to the modes of material energy. They are all attractive spiritual activities, and therefore constant association with spiritual activities of the Supreme Lord gradually spiritualizes the conditioned soul and ultimately severs the knot of bondage. Yes. So here what exactly we need to do is patience. I was with my mentor yesterday and we were having a discussion. So he gave me an advice, and his advice was put yourself in the hands of Krishna. And I felt, okay, I should go to Radhika Raman and go and sit in their hands. Oh, that is not practical. What is the meaning of that? So I asked Prabhuji, how can I follow this? What is the meaning of putting yourself in the hands of Krishna? He only said one word, patience. Yes, be patient. I think that was practical. And this patience requires a lot of goodness. Patience means to persevere despite seeing no result. Yeah, it is not that instantly we are going to become pure. We hear one pastime of Krishna and karma granti, nibandhana chindanti. Wow, everything is cut off. Yes, Haribol. You became pure devotee. Bro, I became pure devotee. Call up everyone and tell, bro, I became pure devotee. Did you become? Not yet. How sad. Anyway, I think you didn't hear Bhagavatam. Cut. Hey, I became pure devotee. I became pure devotee. It doesn't happen like that. It happens gradually. Yes, I'll just show one verse from the Bhagavatam. This is Ambarish Maharaj. This is 9th canto, 4th chapter, 26th verse. Sa ittam bhakti yogena tapo yuktena parthiva swadharmena harim prinan sarvan kamashanirjaho. So I just kind of explain a little bit meaning. The king of this planet, Maharaj Ambarish, thus performed devotional service to the Lord, and in this endeavor practiced severe austerity, always trying to satisfy Supreme Lord by his constitutional activities. He gradually gave up all material desires. So all these things are important. Giving up our material desires. Sarvan Kamain Shani, gradually. It's gradually. Shanai. So how gradually we suddenly cannot give up. Suddenly you give up material desires, you will all of a sudden take it up again. So gradually give up those desires which are not favorable. One by one we should cut it out. Tapo yuktena. We need to do the tapasya. What is the tapasya? Tapasya means austerity. What is the biggest austerity? To do the sadhana. Chant Hare Krishna. Read Prabhupada books. Worship the deities. Follow whatever the temple authorities are telling. That is the austerity. And Swadharmena Harim Prinan. Oh, performing all our occupational duties to please Krishna, to benefit Krishna. So this is the science of Bhakti Yoga. Yes. Do your sadhana, even if you don't like it. Give up material desires and do your duties for pleasure of Krishna. There's a secret. We do these three things. we definitely, gradually, all the material desires will grow and we get attached to Krishna. Let me see how long this. Okay. Liberation from material bondage is therefore a byproduct of devotional service. Yes. Usually people say, oh, we do bhakti to get mukti. Mukti is liberation. Bhakti is devotional service. But as a matter of fact, mukti is a natural byproduct of bhakti. Then a byproduct. Bhakti is the main product. Mukti automatically happens. Attainment of spiritual knowledge is not sufficient to ensure liberation. Such knowledge must be overcoated with devotional service so that ultimately the devotional service alone predominates. Yes. So this is ultimately spoken for jnanis. Yes, people think you take the gyan or the knowledge and you get liberated. But no, a jnani has to come to the platform of Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlabha. One has to come to the platform that Krishna is everything for me. And if somebody says Krishna is everything, what will that person will do? Loving devotional service. This is a true jnani. A jnani has to come to the point of becoming a loving devotee. And eventually, don't depend on this knowledge. One is not knowledge driven, one is love driven, like the Rajvasis. It's not that Rajvasis don't know Krishna is God. Rajvasis know Krishna is God, but they have gone beyond that knowledge. They have gone much beyond that knowledge. That is Rajvasi, the Vrindavan residents. Then, then liberation is made possible. Even the reactionary work of fruitive workers can lead one to liberation when it is overcoated with devotional service. Karma overcoated with devotional service is called karma yoga. Similarly, empirical knowledge overcoated with devotional service is called jnana yoga. Pure bhakti yoga is independent of karma and jnana because it alone can endow one with liberation from conditioned life, but also award one the transcendental loving service to Lord. So here, this is terminology, special terminologies which come in Bhagavad Gita. Suppose somebody is only doing karma, is advised to do bhakti mishra karma. Just add bhakti to it. This word mishra means mixed. Bhakti is the secondary component. Karma is the primary component. Similarly, somebody is a jnani, is an impersonalist initially. Add components of bhakti. So bhakti is a secondary component, jnana is the first component. Then what happens? Eventually, bhakti becomes predominant. A person becomes karma mishra bhakta. That means the karma is a secondary, bhakti becomes predominant. Jnana mishra bhakta. And eventually, one is able to come to the point of kevala bhakta. This is called kevala bhakti. Kevala bhakti is pure devotional service, which is not mixed with jnana or karma. That's the very definition that Rupa Goswami teaches us in the NOD. What is Shuddha Bhakti or pure devotional service? Anya Bhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Dhyanavritam Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam Bhakti, which is devoid of karma and jnana. Bhakti is a fruit. Shastras compare bhakti to fruit. I have drawn a mango fruit. Mango is very delicious and tasty. You all agree? Yeah, it is. Then what is the problem with? But mango has two problems. What are the two problems with mangoes? Who will tell me? Only those who really relish mangoes will know this. Mango premis, mango bhaktas will know this. I think some of you started watering in the mouth. Mm. This winter time, please. Wait again. I'm not telling the options. Yes. Actually, the problem is the seed and the covering. So the covering is called as jnana and the seed is called as karma. karma beach, and jnana avaran. So jnana, or the knowledge, is the covering, and the bija, the seed, is the karma. That is the unnecessary part. So one should remove that. One should not. How many of you eat the skin? No way. Nobody eats the skin, Prabhu. Correct? It's because the skin is bitter. So we remove, even when we offer to the Lord, we remove the seed, we remove that covering, and then we cut very nicely and offer, just like we offer to a baby. That's how we offer mango to Lord. We don't offer the whole thing, eat it. No, because that's our bhakti. Our bhakti should be an offering of mango to the Lord. The skin is removed, the seed is removed, and we nicely present the pure pulp. Yes. So what is this karma and jnana practically? So karma tendency is to be an proprietor, to collect things, accumulate material possessions. This is karma tendency. And what is jnani tendency? Jnani tendency is to look opportunities to enjoy in spiritual life. Jnani is given up material life. He understands material life is useless. There's no point of being there. But enjoying spiritual life, yeah, this is something that, you know, enjoyment in trying to enjoy in spiritual life. Our goal is not enjoyment. Our goal is service, and enjoyment is a natural experience. But if somebody is looking for enjoyment in bhakti, then that person is called Gyani. Initially, it's fine. But later on, we are supposed to look for the right thing. That's service. Therefore, any sensible man who is above the average man with a poor fund of knowledge must constantly remember the personality of God by hearing about him, by glorifying him, by remembering him, and by worshiping him without cessation. What does Prabhupada given us process? See, he is talking first of all about constant remembrance, and one of the processes he is including is remembering. What does this mean? This means hearing Bhagavatam. This means speaking Bhagavatam. This is japa, chanting holy name, and this is deity worship. One, two, three, four. Even reading Bhagavatam is included. So these four things without cessation means without stopping, non-stop. Why do we do all the management? All the management and all kind of services done in the temple are to facilitate this. This is the purpose of management. That is the perfect way of devotion service. The Goswamis of Vrindavan, who were authorized by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to preach the Bhakti cult, rigidly followed this rule and made immense literatures of transcendental science for our benefit. Krishnot Kirtana Garnanartana Paro Premam Pratam Bhonipi. So Krishna Utkirtana, yes, they did this. Goswamis, they always kept doing Nana Shastra Vicharane Kunipano Sadharma Samstapako. They made immense literatures for our benefit. So this Goswamis of Vrindavan should be our ideals. We're supposed to follow them, their principles. We cannot imitate them. There are two words in the scriptures. There is Anukarana and Anusarana. Anukarana means imitation. You imitate Goswamis, you will die. You will not last. You will not go the distance also. And Anusarana means to understand the principle essence. The principle and essence. And to imbibe that in our life. So the imitation would be sleeping only 1.5 hours and constantly writing books and literatures, and that person will go bankrupt, will not have any money. Anusarana means what? Anusarana means a person is understand, oh, we have to do kirtan nicely. So I will loudly and nicely do kirtan. I'll nicely worship the deities. I'll nicely study the literatures. As much as time. That's practical for me. And even while I'm in my job, I'll be Krishna conscious. The Goswami's job was nothing else than doing all this. So even while I am given whatever constitutional duty Krishna has given me, I will do it in a very Krishna conscious. They have chalked out ways for all classes of men in terms of the different castes and orders of life in pursuance of the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam and similarly other authoritative scriptures. Yes, there are many. Look at Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, pure devotion service. There's Hari Bhakti Vilas, practical, how practical instructions have to be, uh, etiquettes, etc. Many things are there. Sat Kriya Sar Deepika. Many, many literatures like this, which teaches us how to live as Vaishnavas. So Goswamis have given us everything, and summing up all the teachings of Goswamis, Prabhupada has given us everything in his books. So that is why for us, everything should be Prabhupada's books. We read them nicely. Then we understand everything. Because everything is there in Prabhupada's books. Okay? Alright, to sum up then, we saw how hearing Srimad Bhagavatam cuts the knots of reactions that lead to liberation. Any questions? Any comments? Yes, Padashami.
Prabhuji, you said hearing Bhagavatam, reading Bhagavatam, speaking, chanting, and deity worship should be done constantly. So when you are, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that don't, continue doing your prescribed duties, but dovetail with Krishna consciousness, dovetail it for my pleasure. So how do you follow this practically when you are in the material world and doing your prescribed duties? How can you do these four?
Well, what is the essence of all rules? Why we are doing chanting, hearing Bhagavatam, deity worship? Why are we doing it? To remember Krishna. So before we do our work, it's a humble advice, suggestion. We recite the whole Mangalacharan, even while we are sitting for work. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurudpilitam Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. And we will actually be very Krishna conscious during work. And we will think that this work is performed because we want to please Krishna. And more over and above that, when you're in your workplace, keep your favorite deities, who are your Ishtadeva. Ishtadeva means the deity whom you worship, yeah, of your temple. Keep their photo there. Keep a copy of Gita there. Make that environment a spiritual environment. Why a copy of Gita? Because Gita says very clearly, Mam Anusmara Yuddhacha. You remember me and you fight. So that keeps telling you that I have to remember Krishna and do my duty. For whom am I doing this? Who has given me this duty? For whose pleasure am I doing this? We will be reminded. There are a lot of, these are all acting as triggers or cues that remind us of why we do what we do. Is that all right?
Yeah,
And
thank you.
the whole backbone of everything, if we have done our morning sadhana nicely, we will be Krishna conscious throughout the day. That is everything. Okay. Thank you. Bhagya Shri Mataji.
Hari, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, thank you so much for this wonderful class covering all the points. Prabhuji, my question is regarding Bhukti Mukti Kamis. In Nectar of Devotion, it said that amongst these two, the Mukti Kamis are more dangerous. So, why it is so, Prabhuji?
Yes. Mukti kamis are very dangerous because the very desire for mukti or liberation, it is the last snare of Maya, in which one wants to become equal to Lord. And equal to Lord as in, I am the supreme enjoyer, I am the supreme proprietor, I am the supreme controller. Yes, so thus I'm not a servant. it kills the attitude of service totally. And when the service attitude is totally killed, yes, it's murdered brutally, then that's the whole essence of a soul. That's killing, that's being practically the killer of soul, Atmaha. Even a sense gratifier for that matter, even a materialist serves somebody. We find in this world that husband serves the wife serves the husband, the parents are serving the kids. If somebody is a loner, doesn't have anybody, you get a dog and you serve the dog. So even materialists have this tendency to serve, but that propensity is misdirected. But Gyanis kill that propensity to serve altogether. And that very much loses the essence or the existence of the soul. The soul's existence is challenged. Very bad. We get it?
Yes, Prabhuji. So does it means liberations, they start feeling like they're the topmost? They're at the top?
They are Supreme Lord. They believe that. For example, there are many, many persons. We hear stories where people impersonate somebody and start believing. There was one man who believed he's Rockefeller. That's a very famous story. He believed it. So sometimes even I've heard the movie stars, they play a historic figure. They play a part of a historic figure. And because they have to contemplate so much of Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, they have to do all these things for that historical person. So they end up believing that's me. Got it? So that they
Yes.
believe it. And it takes a lot of counseling and therapy for those people to come out of it. So Gyanis similarly, they contemplate on Krishna. They also do Shravanam of Krishna. They also do Kirtan. They also do Smaran. But their entire intention is to become Krishna. And they believe it. And that's the greatest disease. That's the fine last snare of Maya. In fact, that's what Prabhupada writes. To merge into Krishna, that impersonal liberation is the final last layer of Maya, to think that we are gods. And this comes. This comes in the life of, it can come in the life of even a devotee. All right?
Yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Thank you. We'll take this. Yeah, Devija Prabhu. A silly question, but wanted to know, are those terms raga, draga, draga are coined by you for easy and fun learning? No. I've heard it from multiple places. Here and there, I just picked it up. Rag and drag was there, and drug I've heard somewhere else, Draganugas. So I clubbed everything. Two lectures combined together. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you for this class. I have a question regarding the point you made on patience being the mode of goodness, persevering despite seeing no results. It happened gradually, but how do you deal with the disappointment that one gets when things don't go how they expected, whether it's in their material life or their spiritual life, where they don't have the same enthusiasm or endeavor to do something because despite all effort that they give, they feel like nothing's happening or changing. And this is the year after year. So sometimes it feels like a very far stretch to be patient. So how would you guide us to be patient in this scenario? There's many devotees. I'm only new in Krishna consciousness, but I know many individuals have been several years in Krishna consciousness. They haven't been initiated. So I know that those individuals get disappointed by that. And for me, it's more material perspective. Maybe it's career-wise and other things. So I wanted to ask you your perspective on this. How do we keep ourselves
There's
patient?
two ways in which I would like to answer this question before we end. So devotees, it's for me, it's 8 a.m., some of you 9 a.m., some of you 10 a.m., whatever time zone you're in, 7 a.m. If you wish to continue with your work, you can go ahead. I'll just be addressing this question and closing. If you wish to stay, you're most welcome. But officially, we can close it. Thank you. Yes, Devi Japu, I like to answer your question in two ways. One thing in my life also, sometimes every devotee go through a stagnancy period where we see nothing's moving now. Initially, we moved so fast, but now there's a standstill point where we have come. And that is a point of time when I look at those great role models, successful examples we have. We have very wonderful, shining examples in our movement. where devotees have done wonders in terms of their contribution and also in terms of the depth of Krishna consciousness that they carry. So I look at their examples and I feel hope that this path definitely awards something like that if I continue with Utsahad, Nischaya, Dhairya. The three principles that Rupa Goswami Pad teaches us in NOI 3. Enthusiasm, conviction, and patience. So that gives me hope. That's the only way I cultivate. When I look at somebody about, that's something practical for me. It works for me. Another thing is, yes, now there are certain things that don't work always in spiritual life. Like somebody is aspiring for initiation, does not get initiation. Those kind of institutional stumbling blocks, I can say. It's not internal, it's institutional. Somebody is not getting initiated. Somebody is not getting the service they want. Only after I get this service, I'll surrender to Krishna. Only after my initiation, I'll surrender to Krishna. So that is their conditional surrender plan. Everyone has. After initiation, Krishna, I'll be yours. Till before initiation, no, I'm not coming. Sorry. Still give initiation. Or you first give me this service. Then I'll surrender. You make me temple president, I'll surrender. You make me GBC, I'll surrender. Yes. Correct. So we have certain, as we are telling Krishna, give this, then I'll surrender. And we are not getting that. That's why we are not surrendering. This is the mentality that we are carrying. But at the same time, sometimes we have a need. And some people need that initiation. For example, I wouldn't have been so enthusiastic without initiation. That's a need for me. It's a need. It's a need that Guru has recognized me, Guru has blessed me, Guru has empowered me. That's a need. Yes. And surely we need that particular thing. So we need to work towards it. At the same time, it is hard. It's very hard. But let me just put it this way. Because this is what works. This is what was my thought process. All right. After I get initiated, what will I do? Do it now. After I get, after I become president of temple, what will I do? Do it now. Whatever you're supposed to do after you get, just believe you got it. And do whatever you, there's no problem. Behave that way. At least we can have that consciousness. And be okay. After initiation, just think, after initiation, what will I do? Okay, I'll do it now. Is there any problem with that? Yeah, do it. After Guru Maharaj meets me personally and pats my back, only then I will surrender. Okay, what will I do after that? What will I do after seeing Krishna face to face? Come on, tell me this. Krishna has come, given darshan. Yes, blessing you, Bhakti in Devija, Devidasi. I'm very pleased with your bhakti. What will you do then? Do that now. So it's better said. It's not, again, I'm telling you, it's not easy. But this is what is my thought process. Yes, it's not easy, but this is my thought process. Does it help?
Yes, Prabhuji, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming and making this morning very beautiful for me, especially. So I'm very grateful to each and every one of you. And I pray and beg to all of you to please give me your association like this. Hare Krishna. And have a great day ahead. Krishna Conscious Day. Hare Krishna. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samasta Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanand. Hare Hare Bol. Thank you very much.